Part of being healthy is losing weight. This is my weight loss journey, but other aspects of my life I like to keep healthy as well. And one thing I like to do is keep my nasal passage clean and clear. So I'm going to give you a demonstration on how to do that. Thank you for joining Healthy Living with Ms. Renee the Barber. So good to see you. If you are returning, thank you for staying with me. If you are new, welcome. All right, this is what we do. We start out with our housekeeping rules. You know what they are. Let's get them in. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Share, comment, and hit that like button. All right. Do you have your water? Now, this is a healthy living channel, so what we do, we start out with a squig of water. If you do not have your water, hit the pause button. Go get your water. When you return, we'll be here for you. Alrighty, now, let's take that squig together. All right, now, you know I like to pop it like that, okay? So today, this video, we're going to be talking about nasal passage cleanse or nasal passage rinse. Let me just begin by letting you know. I started cleansing my nasal passages about a year and a half ago, actually. So that was during my previous lifestyle. And during that time, I had a lot of mucus buildup. I was coughing a lot. I thought it was due to allergens. I don't know, hay fever, allergy season time. Seemed like it did get worse during that time. However, so I had to do something about it. I thought it was more than excessive, but not enough to actually go to the doctor. I was still trying to fight getting over-the-counter medication to alleviate the symptoms. So I decided to get a netipot. Well, I went to a local drugstore here. If you live in the Chicagoland area, it's called Walgreens. I went to the Walgreens around the corner. They did not have a netipot, but they had something very similar. And it was a, it's called HydroSense. HydroSense. Let me just see if the camera will focus in on that. HydroSense. Yeah, and so what in this box, I think this box was about less than $20, I'll say. But in the box came two of these boxes, which are the saline solutions. And I believe you get like 30 in a box, too. So I got 60. Is that what the box says? Yeah, 60. So the box says it comes with 60 pre-measured salt packets. So there's 30 in each box. A squeeze bottle, not a netipot, because a netipot looks more like a teapot. You can get them ceramic, you can get them in plastic. This is a plastic squeeze bottle with a soft applicator. You can call it an applicator, but it does come apart easily for cleansing in between uses, okay? As I mentioned that, I did get this because I had a lot of mucus buildup. But I noticed after I changed my lifestyle and started eating healthier, eating more vegetables, single ingredient foods, that congestion in my nose, it eased up. It almost is gone, okay? Sometimes, but it's very rare, do I get stuffy, okay? And I probably, if I look back on my journal, it may be related to something that I ate. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll have to look at that. But I was using the Hydro Cleanse squeeze bottle to rinse my nose out of mucus. And I'm just going to mention to you one time, and let me just mention, since it's cleared up now, I continue to use it. But I don't use it as often as I was using it before. I was using it almost daily. And if I felt a cold coming on, I probably would use it in the morning and in the evening before going to bed. One time though, and this is what really sold me on continued use, is it was early in the morning. I was getting ready for work. I did my daily routine, which was part of the nasal rinse, and a plug of mucus came out, and after the plug, I started to cough. And when I coughed, a hairball came out, and the hairball was about big as my, big as my little fingernail. And so I was really amazed that this hairball had come out. But if you can only imagine, like when I'm cutting hair, and the majority are men, when I'm cutting the hair short, okay, you got your fibers popping up, you've got dry soap that's caked on, you've got sweat, caked up sweat popping up, and I'm breathing this in. You know what? It's not those particles that worry me the most. It's the particles that I cannot see. Those are the ones that worry me, because those are the ones that can get past my nasal hair and into further deep in, right, into my body. And so what I had started doing after I saw that hairball, then I started using the nasal rinse. Okay, it makes sense to me. I see a lot of barbers using gloves. Now, I'm not one to use gloves, and I know that is a universal precaution, because you could nick one of your clients, and then there could be a transfer of blood. But to be honest with you, I believe that if you're going to wear gloves, why not wear a mask too, to prevent you inhaling all of those fibers that you're breathing in, you're being exposed to. Let me just get off that track for a second. Even women who go to the nail salon and you're getting a full set of nails, do you ever notice that the technician has a mask on? I believe that the client should have a mask as well. You may not be sitting directly over your nails, but those fibers are popping out too. And they do affect our respiratory system. I say the next time you go get your nails done, and where they have to file them down, not a normal file, not a normal pedicure, but like when they put the a set on, and they have to file that down to make it smooth, that's when you need a mask on. So just be cautious of that. But back to barbering and being healthy. This is part of my health lifestyle now. It's just being healthy. Now, first of all, the most important thing is what kind of water do you use to mix the saline packets. You should not use tap water. Tap water has organisms in them that would be okay to swallow, because our stomach acid will kill those germs, but not safe in your nasal passage. The best type of water to use during a nasal rinse is distilled water. Now, what happened to me today, I was out of distilled water, so I ran across to the local store, a little corner store, you call them when we were growing up, the little corner store, okay? Went to the little corner store to see if they had distilled water. Taking my chances, went over there, they had purified water. So I purchased the bottle anyway. When I got back here, I looked to make sure that distilled water and purified water is the same, but it is not. Now, distilled water, yes, can be purified because it used the same technique. But purified water uses several techniques, various techniques, to process the purification. One of the techniques may be distilled, it may not be distilled. So it's always good to use distilled water. Now, if you can't find distilled water, then what you do is you can use your tap water, but you must boil it for at least 3 to 5 minutes and then let it cool down to room temperature. And then you'll be set to start the nasal rinse, okay? Now, before I begin the actual procedure, which doesn't take long at all, but I always wash my hands so that I'm not contaminating the bottle. So what I do is I begin, and then I wash my hands, and then I begin to follow the instructions on the package. Okay, so it says first, I'm gonna just read it. First, you're going to first you're going to retrieve your saline packet. You're going to open it and pour it into the squeeze bottle. Once it's in the squeeze bottle, once the saline packet content is in the squeeze bottle, then you're going to add your distilled water. You're going to fill it to the water line and it's marked on the bottle. Once you have the water and the saline in the squeeze bottle, you're going to attach the nozzle or the applicator, and you're going to screw it on till it's tight, and then you're going to take your pointer finger or whatever finger you feel comfortable with, and you're going to cover the opening of the applicator or the nozzle and shake well to mix the saline with the water. Then you're going to proceed with the rinsing of the nasal passage. What I normally do is place a paper towel around my top, not whatever I'm wearing, so that I don't get so that I don't mess it up, actually. so I don't have any spillage on my top. So once you're prepared, now you've got your saline mixed in with your water, you're going to bend over your sink. Now, I normally do this in the bathroom. I bend my upper body over the sink. I tilt my head, and then I begin to breathe through my mouth. I insert the nozzle into my nasal or my nose, and then I squeeze the bottle for about 1 to 2, maybe 3 seconds until the water is at the midpoint. You'll be able to feel that as you. Now, once you've cleansed one nostril, then you will stand erect and let the water drip out. I'm not one to blow my nose right away. I like to pat it dry and then proceed to the next nozzle, because I want the saline to stay in there for at least 3 to 5 minutes before I blow my nose. So once I go to the next nostril, I do the same. I repeat the same steps again. I lean over the sink. I lean my upper body over the sink. I tilt my head in the opposite direction. And then I proceed to squeeze the bottle till most of the solution is gone. And once it's gone, you're finished. The only thing you have to do next is cleanse the bottle. You can do that by running hot water over the applicator. You can take it apart and run the hot water into the bottle and and then put it on some, you can put it on some paper towel and let it air dry until the next use. Now you may want to check with your doctor before you proceed. These nasal passage rinse. And another word of caution is you would want to change your bottle every 3 to 4 months, depending on how regular you use it. Just maintain the bottle where it's in a clean, safe area. And hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, it feels so good. I really can breathe better. You know, I'm not one to squirt things up my nose to alleviate the decongestion, but man, this opens up my sinus and it just cleanses my nostrils. Okay, we're gonna close the video out now. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know if you have a netipot or a nasal rinse bottle. Let me know how you like it, or what do you think about it. Comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, share, comment. If you don't want to comment, send me some love. Hit that like button. Alrighty then. Alrighty. See you next video. Here's the healthy living.